Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like with the road trippers we see here in their natural habitat, the breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. Here's a dad teaching his son how to make waffles, fluffy golden waffles. There's a mom making sure her daughter eats some fruit to avoid the "I'm hungry" from the back seat. And a sibling standoff over the last muffin. This is the cycle of vacation maximizationing in all its glory. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Episode 21. Famous Last Words. A room without books is like a body without soul. So said Marcus Tullius Cicero. But he was not from the land of Kaa'Riin. He was from here like you and like me. Yet words travel far, but care not for confines. This oft-misplaced quote broke through abstract binds. It floated along, dodging ear after ear, or falling upon those these words would not steer. Before resting, it seemed, in the hands of a writer, or reader, or both. It matters not, I've decided. What you do with such verse defines the reaction. Here they built tribute to the god's satisfaction. Now perhaps Cicero did not say these words, perhaps they did not travel far between worlds. But here lies a place that defies common sense, the library of Vassanar, and there's not even a fence. No, the knowledge within can be yours without fee, so go read a book at your library.
Oh, that's very good.
You don't have your headset on.
That was really good. How did I not have that on?
I don't know, but you responded like you just forgot that they weren't on. Welcome back to Girls Who Don't D&D, and thank you so much for being with us. We have been growing, and much of that is because of you. But if you're just catching up, you probably have noticed it's been a long while since we asked for people to reach out if you're interested in being one of our voices. You can do that via our Patreon, which we should talk about in a second, or by emailing us at girlswhodon'tdnd@gmail.com. We do our best to give as many people as possible a chance. We also love reading the reviews you write, so if you're not in a position to join Patreon to support us, please consider writing a review in our favour instead. We don't want negative ones. Not one of those.
No negative ones.
Yeah, not one of those complisalt types. Like, it's really good if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, complisalt. I love that.
Haven't you heard complisalt?
No. I've heard backhanded compliment.
It's pretty much the same
it's
thing.
It's the same.
Yeah. Have you ever been complisalted?
Oh.
Like, that dress looks great on you.
Yeah, I have been complisalted. I've actually got a bit of a feud going on with a friend at the moment who keeps complisalting me.
Nice.
Which we won't get into, but yes.
Because it's a legit feud.
It's actually a legit feud. And if you want to hear all about it, join Patreon.
It's just you complaining week after week.
It's just me being like, and then this bitch says to me,
and then she
right
said,
in my fucking eyeballs, she says.
Anybody else been complisalted? No.
That's my knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
What have you been, how?
I don't know, but I'm sure I have.
I don't have details.
Not for a few.
What is this, a courtroom? It's not a courtroom. You can't ask me these questions.
I mean, I'm pretty daft, so most things go over my head. And I do tend to forget things from the week after.
And you're pretty short, so most things do go over your head.
Yeah.
Complisalt. Or is it just a plain insult, isn't it?
He's got one in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Oh, isn't complisalting how you met your wife?
Well, Yeah, kind of.
That doesn't sound great.
No, it wasn't. It was unintentional.
Why did she stick around?
I don't know why she's still
Sam, if
involved.
you're listening, run.
We were at a conference and they'd made us walk around this entire massive building to go to the afternoon drinks, right? And I didn't know her at the time, so we weren't together or anything like that, but we walked around this massive complex. It took like half an hour and they were trying to show us stuff that really didn't matter. Like, look at this amazing thing. And we're like, who cares? Just get us to the afternoon drinks. At the end of the whole thing, when we finally got to the drinks, they decided to kick us all out, right? It was one of the, typical conference sort of situation where they're like, you've had your half an hour, get out. So they opened up a little door and we were next to the room we'd started in. So we could have just walked straight in there to start with. And as soon as they did that, I went, oh, fuck off, like that. And that is the precise moment the two people in front of me happened to turn around. And that was my wife and her friend. So probably about a metre from my face, I went, fuck off. And I had to recover from that. And we're married now, so I think I did okay.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad.
So if you want to know how to meet a girl, you start off by telling them to fuck off.
Did she go, fuck you two?
Do not follow that
You
advice,
giant
people.
bastard.
Look, the reality is I was absolutely convinced I had absolutely no chance of her, so I was normal for a change. I thought, well, she's too
You were
pretty for
just
me,
you.
so I just get to be me for a while instead of like panicking.
And she
being-
still liked you.
Wow, that's
See, that was a accomplice.
assault.
That was good.
So without further ado, I should probably introduce the people you've already been listening to, our wonderful cast. We have...
Indy playing Freya.
You know what happened there? She was focusing so hard on
Wow.
getting the order right.
I know.
I know you. I know your body.
Indy playing Freya.
Indy playing Freya.
There you go.
There we go.
The drama.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin.
Alana playing Morrigan.
And I am Cory, your DM. Let's start off with a warm fuck off for some of our supporters. What do you got?
Hey, I'll go last.
I've got one.
I've also got one because someone was texting while we're meant to be looking up.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Who are we giving that warm FO to?
I am choosing someone from the book club because we are going into a library, and that just
Nice.
seems
Oh, smooth.
right.
Yeah.
I'm actually choosing Belly Boo. They are a med student with a love of fantasy, writing, singing, baking, painting, and pink. They have 2 cats, 2 dogs, and they're trying to convince their fiance to get a rabbit.
Get the rabbit.
Get the rabbit.
Get the rabbit.
Get the
God.
fucking rabbit. You're this far in.
Gee. How much
Yes,
more?
2, in fact, because I feel like it should match.
Oh, get them D-sex fast.
Yeah, don't get 2 rabbits.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
not
you
that's
know,
not really getting 2 rabbits.
No, that's getting 40 rabbits.
Have you learned
By
nothing
next
about
week.
our country started with 2 rabbits?
All right, I'm going to shout to Wolfstorm616, who's now inspired to become a DM because of our show.
Oh, nice.
And so am I, to be honest.
Not far away now,
Not
is
far
it?
away.
You're an inspiration, Cory.
Well, I did say we'd cycle back to Patreon, and one of the things we are considering is finally handing over the reins.
Yeah.
As you might have noticed in recent episodes, Stacey's been getting stronger and stronger.
With Lancy, I've outgrown my role.
Yeah, she's starting to really start to
I want to
get
promote.
these things right. And she may DM an episode with some other people.
Yes,
We'll see.
we will see.
No
well,
pressure,
actually,
but it's on now.
Well, it
We've said
actually kind of is because I kind of floated the idea by them a couple of days ago. And they were keen. They were like, yeah. And one of them was like, I'll make the characters. I'll see about throwing out to Patreon to make the matching villains.
Oh, that's cool.
We may well do so, yeah.
Possibly. We'll see what's going on.
We'll see how we go. And speaking of the stuff they're putting on there, though, you got some other stuff coming up too, yeah?
Yes, we do.
What do you got?
Yeah, Freya, what have you
Because I
got?
don't pay attention.
Freya, tell us all about your project.
In the works, we've got us re-listening to our episodes in our own time, and then us coming back together for about half an hour and having a chat about what's going on, things that we haven't remembered,
things we didn't get to hear.
Yes, exactly
definitely
that.
true.
Extra jokes we want to slip in.
Yeah, and just laugh again for another half an hour.
That sounds,
And how funny
sounds
we are.
precisely what we need. And how funny we are. And I won't be there, so it's not how funny we are. It's just how funny they are. While we're at it, ladies, I forgot, but if you just check underneath your chairs,
Ooh.
you got a delivery this week.
We love a delivery.
You do.
Oh my goodness.
I did too. I'm just saying. I've
Oh
already
my
seen.
God.
So at the moment, the girls are receiving.
Shit, yeah. This is amazing. Did
How do you
make these
How
or
do
like?
they even do this?
So this is a little leather dice rolling kit sent
Oh my
in by.
God.
Sent in by one of our favourite listeners. I don't want to say too much about who this wonderful listener is, but Jeff is the same man who told us what shaps actually were.
Oh,
and that they were
he's expert with
pre-arseless.
leather.
Were
He
these made
is.
from shaps?
Well, they cut out the holes for the shaps, obviously. So, yeah, I'm going to say these are shaps holes.
Are these shaps? They're shaps holes.
What an insult.
I love it.
You're such a shaps
My
hole.
ass is a shaps hole.
Oh
I mean,
my
sorry,
God,
my
wait.
face.
I don't know which one's better.
Confusing.
Just to explain what Indy's saying there, Jeff has gone out of the way to engrave Freya into the leather. So, yeah, that's why you're
And all of us into
Everybody else as
Jeff,
well.
thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh, that is so thoughtful
That is really
and
cool.
kind.
If
is
you want to
very
send us
thoughtful.
stuff, I keep forgetting our PO box is 285 Cardiff South, New South Wales, postcode 2285, Australia.
I love all our gifts. They're so special.
They are special.
Because we also got sent those candles.
Yes, we have these candles and they're scented for all of us individually. I'm just smelling it as I'm talking. I'm like, they're scented for us. Oh, it's so good.
She loves a good visual medium.
Mine's called Second Wind.
Yeah.
Blood orange and green leaves and cedar and citrus candles are my favourite. If you come to my house, everyone come to mine. It's citrusy smelling.
Mine is called Forever DM, which is when people are always being the dungeon master, which, let's be honest, I'm going
What
to be.
smell is that?
It's vanilla.
I'm getting musty.
Is it mold?
It says 3-day BO. Interesting.
Nice.
After I've mowed the lawn. Lovely. There's a faint hint of mown grass.
Mine's a sneak attack with whiskey, leather, and oak.
Oh!
Yeah, I just want to burn
drink
that
that
one.
one.
Yeah. Burn it.
Can I smell yours?
Yes.
I love whiskey.
And the last
I
one?
took mine home already. It was arcane something because it was named after the
that is
magic element.
oaky. It
Yours
is
is all
oaky,
the
isn't it?
arcane magic-y one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it smells freaking delicious.
Like what? Like, can you remember this?
No.
specific-
I just snuck it home. I was like, "Oh, candle!"
Yoink.
Yoink! I did a sneak attack.
All right, let's get on with it.
Okay, sorry.
Let's get on with it. Girls, are you ready to play?
Ew.
No, I didn't do my shout out.
Oh,
She's absolutely right.
she's not wrong. We definitely wouldn't get away with that, would we? Awkwardly backtracking. Anyone randomly that you want to?
Yeah, there is. Well, it's Zachy Mackey. I just made that up. It's actually Zach Mackey, but in my head, Zachy Mackey works so much better. And he just...
Zaki Maki.
You're welcome.
Just reconsider a handle change, please.
They're just listening to our episodes for the first time. That was all. It was really nice.
What the hell did you
What just happened?
What happened to your voice?
Boy,
You went
are you drinking again? That sounded so horrible. Are you drinking again?
No, this is day one from the holidays that I haven't drank.
So there's just as leftovers.
This is not good.
Wait, did you say this is day one?
Yeah.
We're a week and a bit in.
Yeah.
It's been a big holiday.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this time. Girls, are you ready to play?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters, and magic, and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls, a dragon, and dice.
A little bit something different tonight. I have used one of those online AI things to help write this episode.
Ooh.
So it's a little bit of me, a little bit of that, and I find that really cool. And you guys know that I write this so that we make this, so that one day Coop can listen to it. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting that if he listens to this in 20 years' time and looks back and says, that was the first real AI that was getting out into the world.
Yeah. And he
I
asks his
wonder-
spaceship, like, hey, spaceship,
Can you play episode 21, please?
play episode 21 of Dad's podcast where he talks about the first AI.
And can you make a hologram of him just doing it
You're
in the
not
corner?
dead in this scenario. It's only 20 years.
What will I be then?
Like 60?
No, 70?
No, you're not 50.
Why do we keep doing this? Yes, I'm 49
Oh,
this
so
year.
this is the energy of a 40-year-old.
That's not 50.
That's
49
not-
is close. I mean, it's as
pretty
close.
fucking
It's as
close.
close as you can get.
We don't round up age, Cory.
We hang on to
D&D
every
rules.
day.
No, I mean he's in his spaceship, so I'm back on Earth. You killed me off. Thanks. Ladies, you are standing before the Library of Vassanor, a towering edifice of knowledge, standing with pride above the stretching grass plains and before the distant forests of the region. Its walls are constructed of paper, books and scrolls. In fact, laid like bricks and dotted with rows of arched windows that let in streams of warm sunlight. When the night has left, it's still nighttime now. So yeah, the tower looks pretty much like a pile of books and scrolls and other bits and pieces. As you approach the tower, you are greeted by a grand entrance, a sweeping archway of paperwork that leads into a soaring atrium. Here, visitors are met with the sight of a magnificent staircase that spirals around the inner wall of the tower, with each floor devoted to a different branch of knowledge, leaving a deep hole right through the library centre, like a corkscrew into the void.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Every step looks like the spine of a book lying on its side.
Oh, cool.
Hovering in this area is something extraordinary. Comfortable chairs dangling from floating hot air balloons.
That's fucking sick. Did AI write that?
No, I wrote that whole bit.
I'm sorry. I have a question.
Bravo.
I wrote that bit and the AI writes the other bit around it. Like, I think it's nice to mix them together.
Are the book bricks okay? Are they weather damaged? Are they...
No, they're all fine. Everything's
They're
fine.
magic. Everything's
the books
magic.
are not getting damaged. Okay. Every surface is covered in text, from the floor to the ceiling, the walls to the doors. The wooden desks are carved with words and symbols, and the armchairs are upholstered with pages torn from old journals. The chandeliers that hang from beneath the spirals are made of inkwells and quills, casting a warm glow over the room. I can't even tell you where I begin and the AI begins there, by the way.
Oh, I can. It's pretty fucking clear.
Which bit?
No, none of it. I'm just staring.
The walls are lined with shelves upon shelves of leather-bound tomes and ancient scrolls, each filled with knowledge and wisdom, from ancient classics like John Joseph Desmond's Bending the Universe and Victoria Pulowski's The Kind Old Gods, right through to more modern texts like Dan and Janice Pye's It's Called Sass, Darling, and Terry and Ron's Guide to Chitalian Food.
Chitalian?
I still can't do Italian, so yeah. Here there is a book for all. In the centre of the library stands a great desk made of solid oak and covered in sheets of parchment. And behind the desk, a rather unique librarian busily sorts through the stacks of books, their quill scratching against the page as they take note of the latest arrivals.
Morrigan.
Loot? Did you guys hear loot?
Loot.
Was I supposed to hear that?
Hear what?
Loot.
No.
I didn't hear him. No.
Okay.
Anyway, the librarian speaks.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Kay.
Hi, I'm Kit.
And we play Ishmael, the librarians of Azim.
Salutations.
Shh. When I say salutations, it's just my fancy way of saying hello.
Now, call me Ishmael. And welcome to our good library.
Not too neat.
Or too dusty.
The thin red line between civilization and barbarism.
A place of ghosts.
Or magic. Or rockets.
Vampires or detectives.
Or witches. Or wonders.
The inexhaustible variety of life.
We live in the gap between the stories.
We are the stuff as dreams are made on. Such then, if you want to find something.
If you look.
It is not always quite the something you are after.
And yet, you are the only one who will decide where to go.
So, where are you going? Where are you going?
The places you'll go.
Where are you going?
So, where are you going?
Shh. That is my favorite fucking one yet.
That's pretty cool.
I think this
was
episode.
bomb.
Even had the sound at the end like leaves your headphones.
Goosebumps.
I think this episode's chock full of some very good ones.
Holy
very
moly.
good ones.
And if you want to hear them,
you've already heard them.
yeah, because you want to hear the rest of them, because the episode stops now till you start paying.
This is why you're not in charge.
Oh, just wait till I am. I'll stop halfway through going like, if you want to hear the rest of this game, level up.
Level up.
No, jokes, I won't. We love you all. Thanks so much for listening.
Now, the librarian standing before you now is a composite of many different people bound together magically to form just one being. And it gives them quite of a unique and very diverse appearance with features that seem to be drawn from a variety of cultures and backgrounds. The librarian has a strong, angular jawline like a warrior, combined with the high cheekbones and delicate features of a sorceress. Their hair is a wild, curly mass that frames their face and tumbles down their back, a mix of fiery red and midnight black. And they have eyes that are a piercing shade of green but with flecks of gold. They seem to twinkle behind thick-rimmed red glasses.
Damn.
That's so cool.
Despite their diverse appearance, the librarian is a unified being, and they're asking you where you were going.
To the library. We're here. We did it.
Finally made it.
Finally made
At the
it.
library.
What was the book called?
That red and yellow. That book.
The book that my mum likes.
We're going to use your bookmark, aren't we?
The work of Alasaway. My mum's girlfriend.
Give me an insight check.
Wallace?
Yeah.
I see nothing.
How'd you go? What'd you get?
I got a 2.
You see, you must admit, this is one of the most unique creatures you've ever seen, so it is probably getting your attention. Their facial features seem to be adjusting into different characters as you speak.
Oh, that's cool. I got an 8 plus 3.
An 8 plus 3. It looks as though they're trying to hide something, but not. It's very difficult to imagine what it is. Just holding back in some way. It just looks like they're not being free.
Maybe there's a creature in them that doesn't want to be in them.
Who knows?
Ooh. They're like all shifting.
Kaa'Riin, what did you get for your insight check?
Altogether a 12.
Yeah, you also think they're in pain. Definitely they're trying to hide something. Not sure what it is.
They're in pain?
A little bit.
Oh, no.
It's difficult to tell, but it feels like something is moving against its skin, or perhaps even underneath it. That's it. It's very hard to tell. They've got very esoteric sort of skin. It's almost vague. You can't tell where it starts and where it ends sometimes. It fades in and out of reality. But it does also seem like it's moving around.
I love the name, Ishmael. So they call me Ishmael.
Every single sentence is from a book.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. In fact, give me a perception check to see if you can see something.
20!
And now we know everything about this sad librarian.
Well, okay, I'll let you have a little bit more on the. I'll let you have a little bit more information. You can now see into its what looks like its wrists, and you can see that there are 2 raised sections like bangles. But again, they look like they're beneath the skin.
Oh, is it those golden rings that old mate puts on people?
He's being controlled,
Very
or they're
hard
being
to see.
controlled.
Very hard to see what they are.
It's the rings, isn't it?
So they're being controlled. We know that much.
We'll cut off their hands.
You
We need to
also-
get the bangles
Free
off.
them. Free the rings.
Cut off their hands to free them is the worst idea you've had in ages.
It's
No,
Morrigan's idea.
I don't think it is.
While you're looking at the hands, you do notice that something looks like it's crawling out from them.
Ew.
Excuse me,
I'm terribly sorry.
but we must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if we wish to become acquainted with the butterflies.
Here, let dead poetry rise once more to life.
The best and most beautiful things in the world.
Which cannot be seen or even touched.
They must be felt.
With the heart
For all the world is made of faith.
and trust.
And a little bit of pixie dust.
Isn't it pretty to think so?
To see the place you came from with new eyes and extra colors.
But behind every exquisite thing that exists,
There is something tragic.
No exquisite beauty without some strangeness.
And impossible to say which is which.
eating at your precarious grip on existence.
Knocking 4 quick times on the door of unhappiness.
Condemned not only in innocence,
But also ignorance.
floating in an empty universe.
Of infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities.
Of infinite possibilities.
Of infinite possibilities.
Full of obvious things which
Nobody, by any chance, ever observes.
That in itself is a tremendous thing.
all the rest is darkness.
But the real universe is always one step beyond logic.
Made weak by time and fate.
But strong in will.
By vigor and resolution.
And gloom is but the passing shadow of a cloud. A puddle.
Compared to the high seas before a storm.
There are darknesses in life.
And there are lights. And you are one of the lights.
Exploding like spiders across the stars.
Holding the universe together.
You are
A wonderful creation.
For one must still have chaos in oneself.
To be able to give birth.
To a dancing star.
Now.
Do you have your library card?
Do you have what?
A library card.
I'm just reeling from the like pop sound.
I know, it's really cool.
That's
on childbirth, is right? Like,
Yeah.
Bang.
Frig, I hope
Done.
so.
That's what happens.
Hey guys, I found the only gift that Dad wants this Father's Day. Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships the most iconic foods from the best restaurants across the country straight to his door for free. Let him relax and enjoy award-winning barbecue from Texas, epic deep dish pizza from Chicago, or colossal pastrami sandwiches from New York. Make Dad feel like an absolute legend this Father's Day and go to goldbelly.com to get 20% off your first order with promo code DAD. That's goldbelly.com, code DAD.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
BTW FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustral implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
Yes, they want to know if you have a library card.
of course you do. Morrigan, get the library card out.
I don't have a library card. Is there somewhere I could
Freya, get the library card out. We have a library card.
The librarian shuffles 3 forms towards you, but the forms are completely blank, except they have 3 lines on you. She hands each of you a quill and says, "Call me however what thou will. I am who I must be."
It's a riddle. Figure it out.
Oh, what's her name? Call me whoever I
Ishmael.
must be. So we write our names on the page?
Okay, yeah, sure.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ishmael,
Okay,
okay.
cool.
Nice.
Yay. Morrigan. And I'm like Beyonce and Madonna. I don't have a last name.
Same.
Freya. Kaa'Riin.
They say, "The ache for home lives in all of us, a safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned."
Where do we live?
Oh, shit.
Where do I live? Where do you live?
I live in the place that...
I don't know.
You're going to need to be a bit
Schmoozing.
more specific than Kaylee.
Yep.
I don't know.
We just came from yours.
Really? The sewer.
She lives in a hole in the ground.
No, your original home.
The tower of...
The castle of...
The castle of...
Oh, yes. Okay.
There are people right now who listen to this
Oh
show
my God,
and know what they're
the
talking
orchestral
about.
The orchestral sands.
That would be the entire desert.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, that's
Oh.
good. Just write that down. I can't remember where I live.
Neither.
The librarian looks a bit edgy now that it's taking you so long to find out such simple information.
I don't have my notes with me today.
I can't even read my own handwriting. That's the problem.
She's looking at you now, looking a little nervous because she's tapping the page with her hand. You've noticed something unusual about her hand.
I noticed that it's still attached to her arm, and that is strange.
Something. With my friends, because home is where the heart is.
Yeah, where the heart is not an answer to this question.
This is discriminatory to people with amnesia.
So hang on.
Except that we have discussed where you're from.
Yeah, because you're from the orchestral sands, the moving tower of the orchestral sands.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Freya writes down the fortress of the orchestral
That's what I said.
sands.
Fortress, that's the word.
And you were from...
It's the one I can't pronounce.
Inyathanora.
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 So it begins. You've got 2 down. Kaa'Riin, where are you from?
I'm just from that little village by the sea. You know the one.
Seaside village.
You know, near the forest. You know the one.
The librarian looks at you nervously. We need an answer.
I say, shh.
They seem worried that you're not going to be able to get this right.
I'm like, don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
In no way does that help.
Everyone chimed in.
But, look, they're trying to help you. They say, do you have any other form of identification? Something to prove who you are, where you're from.
I got the Cathal amulet. Will that do?
What's that?
It's worn by someone who represents their people, and this represents me, and it's designed to remind me of all my power. So look at that. And I hold up the amulet. I'm like, this is pretty significant. Because, the amulet guarantees that the wearer speaks on behalf of their people, and my people are from Cathal.
That's a lovely guess at the end there. I don't think we've ever named your town, but that's why I thought this would be much more fun just for you trying to worm your way out of not knowing where you're from.
Cathal. The Cathal amulet. You know the one. It's like a passport.
All right. They do recognise the magic of the item. It is a powerful one. I'm not going to say that the place is actually called Kethel.
I say Cathal.
Yeah,
You're like
well,
Kethel.
you know, hey, different pronunciations across different time periods.
Yeah, because I know
much
it's actually
more.
like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I like it better.
Look, we get a little bit of Kaylee and Carly and all sorts of stuff in the way we pronounce the name, and I just think it's because people from different places say things in different way.
Okay, fine. Kethel. To you.
To me.
Okay, you're not going to say, but okay.
Kethel. It sounds like Bethel.
Or like kettle.
I like kettle.
Yeah. Okay, but is it going to serve as identification?
Yes, and
Great.
the librarian moves across and points at the third box on the piece of paper and then says, "Someday you'll be old enough to start reading fairy tales again."
How old are you?
Okay, cool. Cool.
434 years old.
She slides over a library card.
Thank you.
Are we required to remember the ages that we actually established earlier on in the podcast?
Uh-huh.
I want to say it was 80-something. 83. I know it was like older, but I just can't remember how old it was.
26.
They slide a card over to Freya.
Yay!
Oh, but not to Morrigan.
86. 84. I just keep scratching out the number.
They look at you and shrug as you write multiple numbers in the box. They look around as if they're looking to see if anyone's watching, and they slide a card over anyway.
They want us to have the card. We could have said anything. They wouldn't have cared.
Thanks. I've just recently had a birthday, and it's really hard to remember.
And as soon as that happens, the hands that had a little mark underneath the skin suddenly jolt down and hold their arms to the table. And pain jolts through the librarian's body. And you can see the facial expressions as contorting. You see different faces starting to come through.
I punch it real quick.
Punch the librarian.
Just like real quick.
That in no way helps.
Okay, all right.
A
Doesn't matter.
larger amount of pain happens. There's a scream of why.
I was trying to stop the other thing from coming out.
Like slapping people like
I think
in...
they're being punished for breaking the rules.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to stop the bad guy from coming out.
Right. I think it's part of them.
I love how you decided this. Yeah, there's a bad guy inside them rather than something else, but...
If I turned into an evil shit suddenly, I'd want you to punch me in the face. Noted.
Just write that down really quickly.
Okay, sorry, go on. You were doing a thing.
Punch me when I do something bad.
Yeah.
And they are looking to the side and trying to get your attention. They're picking up a pen and scribbling intensely over and over on page in front of you, on another blank piece of page, and just keep writing over and over again. It was a dark and stormy night. It was a dark and stormy night. It was a dark and stormy night.
All right, we have to find a book that starts with that. It was a dark and stormy night.
They're looking behind them and looking at a pile of books, but every time they try to move, their hand locks back into place and more ghostly insects crawl free. As they're looking at you, see nothing but apology in their eyes. They are sad about this.
So this is not their choice.
My heart hurts.
They're not that interested in what you feel because you punched them.
Okay. All right, I was trying to help, but it doesn't matter. Intentions mean nothing, apparently.
They do seem to be trying.
I would like an insight check, wisdom check.
No, you were right with insight check.
Insight check. It's a 15.
You can tell that they are acting in duress, but they are trying to help. Definitely trying to help.
Okay. Cool. It's good to know.
Trying to help by letting us in or by making it difficult to get in?
We need to find what they are trying to say. It was a dark and stormy night, and I know this book, so give me some multiple choice.
I did. They are looking over their shoulder at a pile of books.
Yeah. Can I roll perception for the titles of these books?
Yes, you can. Or you could just walk over there and look at the books if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Perception's for like finding things that are a bit more complicated.
They're not stopping us from going anywhere.
No, they're not stopping you at all.
We've got the library cards.
They just can't go anywhere.
I've got my library card.
Okay. We're like, we're putting it in their face. This is ours now. All right, so we walk over to the books and we start reading the titles.
There are 3 books. One is
Should I
called...
roll perception?
No.
No, okay.
Not for this. There are 3 books. The first is called The First Chapter by Cheryl and Lyle King. The second is called Road Trip to Goodbyes by G.J. Meyer. And the last book is called The Tempest Calls by Bonnie Mack.
The Tempest Storm. It's got to be that one. It's clear as fucking day. As a Shakespeare expert, as all of us are, I do believe that the Tempest means what, ladies?
Storm.
That's like the time we learnt the word maelstrom in this game.
Oh yeah, what does that mean again?
The swirly thing.
swirlies.
Oh, that's right.
Which is also what Shakespeare called them, the swirly thing.
This is the fluffy thing, the dark fluffy thing in the sky.
He made the word bubble, so I mean,
Yeah.
nothing's off limits.
Right.
Did you know that?
No.
And assassin. So, so
SS.
I mean, I believe it was Bubble Assassin. It was. They didn't take off together.
They didn't take off together.
So which one are you picking up?
The Tempest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Tempest Calls. Inside the Tempest Calls.
It's set on a remote island. I'm just Googling it. One of Shakespeare's last plays, would you believe?
Yeah, I do believe that. His career went downhill after that one. Did he
die?
Yeah, no, he brought out sequels. He did Romeo and Juliet 2. He did The Return.
And then Romeo and Juliet, of course. The absolute classics. Romeo and Juliet. He really went on a tangent.
He brought out Macbeth versus Hamlet. Classic stuff.
These are very good, guys. I can't contribute because they're so funny. I can't read it.
Inside the Tempest Calls, there is a library card with words scribbled in the part where the book title should be written. They're clearly words written in pain. There are 3 words that seem to be written over the top of themselves to make them thicker. The ink is smudged and still wet. So where the people have borrowed books, in library cards where you can write the old ones where you wrote down the book and everything like that. This is one of those places, not surprisingly. It's old school style. There are a couple of books that have been written down. The ink, as I said, smudged, still wet, but it looks like they've gone over and over the words, trying to make sure that it can be seen. The first book is Highlands, Lowlands, and Everything in Between by Patricia Cow, and it's a travel book. Then you've got a book called Brother of Mine by Cory Graham, and that looks like a drama. I think it's got drama written next to it. And the last one is called Chasing Armadillos by Lisa Young, and that one is young adult fiction.
Fun.
Love way.
That could be good or particularly bad. With young adult fiction, there's no in between, is there? There's like, wow, that was really good, and this, oh my God, why did you write this?
Yeah.
So it's called Chasing Armadillos, which I think is a great name. Now, the word wind has been scrawled next to the title of the first book. The word ice has been scratched next to the second book, and the final book has the word, or most of the word, light. It's halfway through, it just says light, but it's splattered and the ink runs too quickly. What would you like to do?
Loot. I hear it.
You heard him?
Fucking hear it. My hand suddenly reaches out and slaps Morrigan on her arm, and I go,
Ow.
You're not crazy.
I knew I wasn't crazy. Does that mean he's close to us?
Fucked if I know, babes.
Freya.
I hear nothing.
Nothing and no one. She's off there with the fairies.
Okay. Look, she's balding at the moment. She's got her own problems.
I'm like, armadillo.
Books.
What?
They're here now, aren't they? Whispered Darkon. Yes, replied Lute. Why can't I talk to them? Asked the giant lion beast, its ragged wings rising and falling with each laboured breath. Lute looked to the scarred flesh where lightning had burnt away all but the slightest remnants of Darkon's tattoo. He chose not to explain the damage. I'm not sure, the mouseling uttered. I can't hear you inside either, sighed Darkon. I know, whispered Lute. Stay close then. I can't. I have to go. They'll need me. Darkon tried to open his eyes, but they were incapable of such action. The 3 storms had seen to that. But now they were near silent, listening, waiting. Lute's paw rubbed against what little fur had not been charred. He considered using his staff again, but that had only invited more pain in past efforts. He stood back and made contemplations he had not thought possible. Both Dutch and Harkon had seemed invincible, together more so. But of course, nothing is. He wondered whether he would ever see them again. Goodbye, he thought. I love you both. They must not fail. Listen, little one, said Darkon. If they fail, as I once did, the librarian cannot let them see the book. They will fall at the entrance of the vault that holds all of the library's rarities. But I think there is another way. And I think the storms know this. The vault can be opened with a pure soul. Whatever happens, do not let Dornus find this path. He must be near. The storms are his tools now. If he finds that book, there will be few left who can stop him. But the mouseling was gone.
Mic check. 1, 2. Are we recording? Hi, I'm Michelle Bernstein, an award-winning chef, restaurateur, and mom. I have a lot on my plate, including my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. That's why I was prescribed Cosentyx. It helps me move better.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for people 2 years of age and older with active psoriatic arthritis. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentyx.
Welcome to the I Can't Sleep podcast with Benjamin Boster. If you're tired of sleepless nights, you'll love the I Can't Sleep podcast. I help quiet your mind by reading random articles from across the web to bore you to sleep with my soothing voice. Each episode provides enough interesting content to hold your attention, and then your mind lets you drift off. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. That's I Can't Sleep with Benjamin Boster.
If you're looking for an epic, all-ages tabletop role-playing adventure, check out the newest addition to the Critical Role podcast network, The Reslayer's Take.
Taking place in the fantasy world of Exandria, you'll be guided through the wild continent of Isilra, home to some of the most dangerous creatures. Here, the Slayer's Take is the most notorious monster hunting group in the realm and has victoriously battled many ferocious mythic beasts.
But when this group's previously slain creatures start returning from the grave, it's up to 6 misfit mercenaries to band together and re-slay these supernatural threats as the Reslayer's Take.
This special actual play podcast is lovingly edited into 30 to 60-minute episodes, making it a perfect first dip into the world of tabletop role-playing games. The party is led by a duo of game masters, myself, George Primavera,
and me, Nick Williams, with the main cast including Jasmine Bilar, Jasper William Cartwright, Caroline Lux, and Jasmine Chong.
So go check out the Reslayer's Take. Listen to new episodes every Monday anywhere you stream podcasts or receive early ad-free access at beacon.tv.
Well, should we start reading one?
Let's all take one each.
You could do that. There's different sections, obviously, of the library to go to.
Okay.
You'd have to figure out where these things might well be.
I want drama.
You want to split the party already?
No, we've had that before. we've learnt the lessons.
Have you? Have you?
Yes, and that is why our character arc is shaped up to be about togetherness. So
I smile and nodded because I totally knew we were going together. Yes, totally.
I thought we're separating.
Highlands, lowlands, and everything in between. We're going to go to
the travel section.
Yay!
All right.
I like this choice because my mother's name is Patricia.
There is a spiral of stairs around the side, and it doesn't clearly say which direction travel will be. The librarian is now struggling to move, breathing very quickly. The pain is intensifying. It's very clear that they are being punished for helping you.
If this was the real world, I would pull out my bag of drugs that I carry with me everywhere and just give her an Advil and...
Does she want some sniffle shake?
You make that sound so bad, though. I pull out my bag of drugs that I carry
like
with me.
Antihistamines, any pain, any cramping,
any vomiting.
Yeah.
That is not what the police have just heard. Get out of the vehicle, miss.
It's just an antihistamine.
Would you like to go up or down? I guess that's your option.
Wind comes from above.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not logical.
As you make your way around the outside of the library.
Or Freya's wind comes from below.
We're not going to go there.
Okay.
I had Mexican last night.
You can see that all the books are in a bit of disarray. They're still on the shelves, mostly, but they aren't pushed in neatly. They stick out like falling trees in a forest. The titles indicating which section you're in have been knocked down or blown around or something. Some hold on loosely, dangling from one last purchase. You can see a sign nearby, but you can't really read it. It's been knocked to the ground. There's one book moving by itself.
Like flapping?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, excellent. Just rolled my new thing. 14.
And your perception?
0.
Oh, yeah. Every time. 14 means that you do notice the book.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. You're like, oh, I saw that one move. That's about it. Nothing special about it other than the fact that the book itself moved.
Let's just grab it then.
Yeah, can I use my sleight of hand and try and grab it?
Sneak and get it.
It might not be a bad idea because it kind of looks like it's trying to hide.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea then.
Oh, that was a 19 plus 10. 29.
Jesus. 29, son.
Oh my God, I forgot about your abilities. Every time we play, I forget that you can actually do anything you damn well please when it comes to stealing stuff.
I want it. I got it.
All right, we got a book. Now what?
We read it. Does it talk like that?
Oh. Hi, I'm Cece, and I play the book you just picked up.
It does talk.
Put me down! What the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, look at you, just waltzing around picking up books, eh? Is that how it is? Well, maybe I don't want to be read. Maybe I like my spot on the dusty shelf, just letting the days wash by with a view out over the biographies.
Oh.
I can even see the travel section.
Ooh.
But no! You have to come along with your chunky fingers pilfering through all of my well-shut pages. How would you like it if I just came along and picked you up from your comfy shelf and started turning your papery filling? And you didn't even start on the first page. Flick straight to the middle. Not so much as a glimpse at the index. What exactly did you expect to find on page 127? A juicy bit of raunch? Some sudden character description of incredible depth? A sneaky, handwritten note written by the author? You privileged twit! You're a menace to books, you are! Now put me down!
What do you do?
I would like to argue. I don't have chunky fingers.
The only thing you took offense with.
Okay, so we know that she can see from her spot the travel section.
She sounded really wistful about it too. Like she likes the travel section.
Yeah. So we make a point of reference, we glance, we see the travel section, we make our way over.
There are a few different areas that she can see from where she is.
All right, so I shake her. I'm like, Bish!
No, let's be gentle first.
Why is it? We don't have time. She's balding.
And then we go to make a dog ear in the book.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us now. I'll do it.
With my slender fingers.
I'll annotate your pages. Don't think I won't.
I quickly take the book out of her hands and hold it to my chest protectively. How dare you?
Wow.
I'm sorry. She said I had fat fingers.
All right, Morrigan, you talk some fucking sense into her there.
I gently stroke her spine and I'm like, I am so sorry for disturbing your comfort. It did sound a little bit like you were quite interested in the travel section though, and I'm wagering you haven't much gotten the opportunity to explore. You did indicate you'd been covered in dust for a while. Maybe you'd like to travel over to the travel section with us and find an even nicer spot.
Roll persuasion.
Yes.
Ooh. Thanks, DM.
I'm getting ready. I'm training.
Yeah, she's not very good though, because I would have said at advantage. Oh.
Why?
Because the book actually wants to go.
Well, I didn't know that. See, if I knew the story, I would know.
I'm following that DM.
It won't be long. It won't be long. Yeah. You can't just switch DMs during the night though, because she offers advantage later on. I'm like, no.
Yeah. No. Stick with Cory at advantage. I was training. It's like when a doctor comes in to watch your pap smear.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I imagine.
Rolling 2 dice. 14 and 17 plus 4.
She wants to go. Yep. She can't point. There's no pointing. She just basically says
you had me at sorry.
She says, as long as you keep me away from those two, right? Especially the one with the chunky fingers. I don't think she likes books, that one.
They've breached my religious beliefs on the value of reading, so yeah.
And
Blasphemy.
gives you a fairly clear path on how to get to the travel section.
Love her.
Just over there, beyond this and beyond that. It is so messy over in this library. There's stuff everywhere.
It's taking every ounce of my restraint to not just stop and organize this library. Like, you're like, all the books are pushed out, and I'm like, Oh, I want to fix that.
Listen, there's nothing on the floor really, but everything's just clearly not exactly the way it should be, and it does appear that it is normally meticulously looked after. What would you like
Something's
to do?
happened here. You can actually get a tool that you use to like push all your books back to the exact same depth.
Actually,
Fun
really?
fact. Yeah. Anyway.
You hear the librarian, I have that tool.
I'm worried for the librarian. Clearly something's happened here that they're not able to maintain the organisation that they had.
Yeah.
The systems have fallen out of whack.
What would you like to do?
Go there.
No. So you're trusting the book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
She's
you
my
tried to put it in her
friend.
head and
And you just ignore me?
I
So
was
I'm
like, whatever.
Damn it, over they go. All right, so you wander over. That was a little bit easier than I thought it would be, but over you go. And as you get there, you do notice that the books would look like they're meticulously packed away, except they're just jutting out more than normal, except for one pile, a small series of books that look decidedly out of place. They are sitting on an angle on the floor, resting against the wall where books go.
We pick them up and go through them.
Who would like to be the one picking up the books?
Good old fat fingers over here.
Yeah. Here we go. I've got the claws.
None of these ones try to dodge at all. They don't move. There's nothing about these ones in particular. But there are 3 books, and those books are Valkyries Never Die by Francesca Caldwell, The Mountains of Kaa'Riin by Nancy Kane, and Arthur Stone's Guide to Alonia.
By who? Arthur Stone.
Yeah, Arthur Stone wrote the book about
Got
that.
it.
Yeah, Arthur Stone's Guide to Alonia, written by Stephen Partridge.
Stephen Partridge.
Just pick the name of that.
Not to be
Randomly picking
confused
a name.
with Alan Partridge.
Stephen Partridge is going to be in this story later now. You know that. Who's not looking at the books? The other 2? Freya's looking, so that means Kaa'Riin and Morrigan are not looking. Can you both give me perception checks?
16 plus 2, 18.
And how did you go there, Morrigan?
Might as well not have rolled. 3 + 0.
Again, have you checked to see if there are other numbers on your dice? The temperature, this is what you notice anyway, Morrigan. The temperature of the air does seem as though it is dropping rapidly.
Ooh,
There are
okay.
goosebumps on your arms forming. Sorry, I wrote that much nicer than I changed it into. Sometimes I change what I write. Goosebumps on your arms leap to your defense.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's nicer,
Oh,
right?
that's nice,
I
yeah.
didn't say it that way, though.
But they're forming.
But they are forming. I'm a doctor now. You appear to have goosebumps in the forearm area.
Oh, you got to use the Latin term for goosebumps, or like the medical term.
No, goosebumpitis.
Goosebumpus abatus.
Am I going to make it, Doc? Yes, you are fine.
Just put a blanket over you.
Oh, look at my
Rub
God.
your arms a little.
Also, you notice puffs of condensation floating from your mouth.
That's a lot for 3 perception.
It's not bad at all, especially since you do get more.
Yeah, what do I get to know then?
Kaa'Riin, you hear a crackling noise rising from within the library,
Okay.
and a sudden whoosh of ice-cold air blasting from the hollow centre of the room.
Okay, that's a lot. Crackling and ice.
There's a bit more. Because you identified Lute before, you hear his voice again.
Yes.
There's something coming. There's something coming. The Prince of Ice.
Yes, Luke, we hear you.
You're not surprised that Lute suddenly started speaking? These 2 have been talking about it. You're just like, yeah, that's normal.
I'm not surprised by anything in this game anymore.
Did you say the Prince of Ice?
That's what he said.
Okay, honey, we'll be ready.
But what do I do with these books?
What were they called again?
Valkyries Never Die, The Mountains of Kaa'Riin, Arthur Stone's Guide to Alonia.
I think it's got something to do with the mountains of Kaa'Riin.
Why?
Because mountains have ice on them. No.
They don't have to.
But the mountains of Kaa'Riin did. We've
talk it
fallen
through,
down
ladies.
them.
What do you think it's
Okay,
going to be?
Valkyries never die. Mountains of Kaa'Riin and Arthur Stone's Guide
to Alonia.
Alonia.
No, I like the idea of the mountains of Kaa'Riin because we were in a mountain and we fell down it. It was snowy.
Yep.
And
we've been to Kaa'Riin.
Okay.
I think that you don't want us to pick up mountains of Kaa'Riin.
No, you missed the clue. You pick up the Mountains of Kaa'Riin and open it up. There's nothing on the inside out of the normal, just words in a book. Perhaps our faith was misplaced, they said, as their faces shifted again. Faithless is he that says farewell when the road darkens, replied the ruffled voice of an old man. His long hair withdrew and a younger, smoother face remained, one of stern features and further receding hair. But the eyes are blind. One must look with the heart, he extolled, before vanishing into the folds of a woman's face, her porcelain cheeks framed by bold waves of brown. Be comforted, dear soul. There is always light behind the clouds, she said. A moment later, she too was gone, dropped from the surface of a circulating sequence of identities that seemed to accelerate through responses. They pretend to themselves they are in control of events, but perhaps they are not. The elements could not be more simple, nor the stakes higher, the voices said. Now the words were almost blending, the faces whirring in new combinations. Maybe it was fate all along. Must we faintly trust a larger hope? There is a crack in everything, that's how the light gets in. Hold fast to dream. And then the faces paused. The wandering hair of a handsome man remained, and a new beard weaved rugged paths away from tortured eyes. The librarian sighed. I look deep down and do believe.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like winding your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox disinfecting all-purpose cleaner in the home carefree. Yes! Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox carefree. He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back.
Use as directed.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Have you ever wondered why we call French fries French fries? Or why something is the greatest thing since sliced bread? There are answers to those questions. Everything Everywhere Daily is a podcast for curious people who want to learn more about the world around them. Every day, you'll learn something new about things you never knew you didn't know. Subjects include history, science, geography, mathematics, and culture. If you're a curious person and want to learn more about the world you live in, just subscribe to Everything Everywhere Daily wherever you cast your pod.
Chuck it down. Pick up the next one.
Don't chuck it. Jesus.
Okay, hand it to Morrigan. Pick up the next one, babes.
Before you get a chance to do that, rising through the centre chamber is an old man. He is hovering in the middle of the room. His legs and arms are crossed, but you can see that his extremities are tinged with icicles.
Oh, he's the Prince of Ice.
Yeah. The icicles hang from his long beard. They run the length of his fingers like extended nails. Most notably, his eyes themselves seem frozen.
Hi, I'm Ron from Barrel Age Flicks Podcast, and I am the Prince of Ice.
That voice.
Hello.
Slow, they say, when they have time to speak. But still, their fear remains. They run and hide. They beg and plead. But still, their fear remains. Then they stall, they mire, they lag, they move no more. And in kindness, I take their fear from them. For I am the Prince of Ice, and they will all be mine.
That is good.
He sounds hot.
He does.
He sounds hot.
So when we hire these voice actors, you also get a photo?
Yeah, do we screen
Firstly,
them that
when
way?
you say hire, that's a very loose term.
When these people send their voices
When
in?
people are kind enough to send us their voices. And that's the team from Barrel Age Podcast who...
Oh, the Barrel Age Flicks Podcast.
Sorry, yes.
Now, do they have
So
photos?
we had the voice in the last one with the train. You didn't get to hear all those ones, but I was just sneaking in. Remember they said the train driver just wouldn't shut up?
Yes.
Yeah, all through 3 parts of that episode, I just kept sneaking in more parts of the train talking in the background. And in this episode, we have Prince of Ice.
All right.
Fire at him.
Do I have my firebolt back yet?
Fire at him.
It's a good question.
Well, you might have
I
my
might have it.
firebolt.
I'm going to firebolt at him.
It's not a bad idea to fire him as soon as you bloody well can.
But
Too late. I fired at him. He's dead.
Can you do 90 points of damage straight away?
Yes, and can you also tell me?
You're going to have to.
Shit.
Ladies, roll initiative.
Or
19.
Just making sure this dice goes up to 20 before I try to roll it.
What do you got?
3.
Nice.
Freya, you will be allowed to go first. When you turn, you can see this man hovering there, and it looks as though he is basically controlling the weather.
Okay.
He is out over the middle, though, out of range of a melee attack.
Okay, well, I'm going to sneak up to a hidden part of the library.
So you're going to try to get to a spot where you can hide.
No, where I can still see him, but I'm in closer range.
I mean, you do a stealth check to make sure you are hidden, which guarantees that if you can get to him in the next round, you get your sneak attack.
Okay, yep. I'm going to do that.
So what you'd need to do is a stealth check to see if they notice you hiding, because that really does ruin things.
She just holds a single book up over her face.
5 plus 10, 15.
15.
Jesus.
Again, you are so good at that. You sneak off to the side, and he doesn't really notice you. He might not think too highly of you, to be honest.
Do we just think she's abandoned us?
That's up to you.
Nah.
But off she goes.
Don't worry, I've got a plan.
Freya has a plan. She just didn't tell anybody what it was, even though she has the ability to tell you with her tattoos. She still just went, I'm on my own with you.
We're in this together alone. Alone together, like COVID.
It is his turn next. I don't know how it is his turn next, because his initiative roll was abysmal. Ooh, he has some fun things to do. All right, he's going to use his ice grip. That's like his own hand stretches out across. It can go quite a distance. It is still attached to him.
Oh, it's so creepy.
And it looks like a normal hand, and it becomes ice as it gets across to you.
Oh, okay.
All right. He is going for Morrigan.
Oh.
Now you get to make a dexterity throw.
Ooh.
To see if you can avoid being grappled.
Okay.
It's trying to grab you around the neck. It's icy grasp. How'd you go?
I rolled a 3 for the 3rd time in a row.
All right, you are now grappled. It's holding you around the neck.
+1.
Not going to mean much. You are very fortunate that I am rolling the dice, because on 2d10 I managed 6 points of damage.
Okay, thank you.
Very fortunate. At the same time, you see that the ice seems to be forming away from the hand. You can see it now looking like it's affecting the ground beneath it and freezing that area as well. You will be grappled until you can make a DC 15 strength check on your next turn.
On my next turn, okay.
Which should be fun. Kaa'Riin, what would you like to do?
Axe him.
He's still over in the middle. You can probably reach his hand that's going towards Morrigan's neck.
Yeah. Can I just run over it with my axe? I'm like,
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm doing. Like,
Let's see what happens.
Like, you icy motherfucker, get away from my friend. And obviously, you know I'm going for the hands. Like, that's not even... That's like
And it is an icy part, so it shouldn't be able to do too much, surely.
Yeah. Now, as we know, I have a very powerful axe.
Yes, the axe. We know the axe.
We've heard.
So it's +6 to hit.
Yep, what'd you roll?
A 19.
Ooh. Nice.
How I do.
19,
Give me
good
some
number
damage.
tonight.
And then a 1d12. You know what it is? It's this new leather dice rolly thing. It's a fucking 12.
Nice.
+3. I'm telling you, this leather box thing is just killing it.
15 points of damage, and you see it chip deep into the hand, but doesn't break through it. All right, but it definitely causes some form of pain if this thing feels pain in some way.
Thanks for trying.
Morrigan, you are next.
I am going to break free like the strong, independent woman I am. No.
What did you roll?
Not as bad as a 3, but 10 -1.
Yeah, you're struggling.
Yeah.
And you did not get free of that hand.
Is that my action? Like, trying to break free is my action?
You can't move because you're being grappled, so it's not going to let you go anywhere. That is the only other pretty much the only other option you have.
Right.
I'd let you use one of your skills if you wanted to try and do something with that, if it was viable. You know, like your perception check sort of thing. Otherwise, we are back to Freya.
I'm going to use my power word, point and kill.
All right. Just reading.
I reckon he's actually scrolling 4 pages down, like, well, I guess that was all a fucking waste of time.
There's all these things that this guy can do.
Uh-oh.
But he can't survive that. In a puff of snow, like a giant snowball, really. Just a puff, suddenly this thing just vanishes into nothing. There's nothing. There's snow falling down. It's rather pretty. The light.
Oh.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Am I still being choked?
No, it's all gone. The whole thing just shatters into little bits of snow and falls.
I applaud. I'm convinced this was a show that the library was putting on. Wow, that was immersive.
Spectacular. That was really believable.
Ladies, give me a perception check to see if you saw what just happened. And while we're doing that, Freya, give me a stealth check to see if you can roll higher than what they roll.
5 + 2 perception.
How'd we go?
It bounced out of the empty tray into the dice tray with all the other dice on a 20.
That's a crit.
Nice. 18 plus 10.
Plus 10?
Yeah.
Oh, stealth, right.
Think about a crit is. You did not see what happened, Morrigan,
What? Why?
but
Ooh.
you are very suspicious.
I no longer think it was a show.
I don't remember getting tickets.
I did take damage.
I'm not sure you were taking damage during a show.
I wasn't even in the splash zone, and yet I got hurt, so I don't understand this show at all. You don't see how this happened, but you also notice that Freya isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in a long time, you are suspicious, openly suspicious that she's not with you. Too many things have led to you thinking this.
I reach into my fanny pack and open up my suspicions notebook. And
I already had that booklet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I add a log. December 12th.
Okay.
The year is in this place.
And also the month is called December.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right.
And I note down and I look over at Kaa'Riin and I wink.
I'm winking back.
Because she sees I'm holding my notebook.
I'm like, yeah, I gotcha.
And yet has no idea.
I know what that book is, though.
Yeah, okay.
And I look around and I hold my hands up like, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what has triggered you into this, but I actually almost forgot about that book, but I know why I had that book. So I'm like winking at her like, yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Wow.
We do that thing like when you're in a meeting and something happens and we kind of look at each other and we're like, that pin it look.
Yes.
Can't
Yeah,
say
that
it
look.
now, but we know we're going to talk about this. Freya, you see none of that. You have no idea that they may have picked up on something.
Yeah.
Gotta say that the only way you can really beat a 28, apart from the other numbers that are higher, is a crit. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, that was...
But also pretty huge is the sudden death of the Prince of Ice. Sudden and extremely quick death of the Prince of
And
Ice.
pretty.
Yeah, and very pretty.
There's going to be a worse monster coming.
As
that
he
we
falls,
can't-
you hear this, as he falls, he's like, at least I died pretty. Okay. I thought that was going to be a longer battle. So, ladies, what would you like to do? Look, the books have now been scattered by whatever this explosive storm in the death of this creature. It's called everything shakes. Books start to move around a bit. Some of them fall off. And all the efforts made by the librarian to hide all these books in plain sight have now been wasted.
Okay, we roll perception to see if we can find Valkyries. Valkyries?
That was a book you just had before, yeah?
No, we had Mountains of Kaylee.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you, no, you picked up, when you had the chance to pick from 3 books before, the clue was in one of the other books. Valkyries Never Die is the only book that wasn't a travel book in the pile of 3 books. So it was the only book that didn't belong in the travel section.
Right.
So the librarian thought,
we
I
still
know,
look for
I'll
it?
just make a pile of 3 books and one will clearly be out of place. So they'll look at the one that's out of place. And you guys went, no, we'll pick the other one. And it was a really cool clue.
Why can't we still look for it?
Oh, it's messed up with all the other books now, but it
But
won't
I
matter.
rolled perception.
Oh, you want the clue the book had anyway?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the book was. The book clue was. It was in...
Oh, I want to go find it in the story. Why can't
She
we
wants to
find
dig
Because
through
you've already killed the thing. It was a clue on how to kill the thing.
Oh!
And it would have been fun to see how you would have solved it. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Here's the clue, because here's what the book would have said, the one you didn't read.
I imagine you click on a little envelope and it opens up to reveal.
I would have required you to do an intelligence check to see if you could figure it out, because all the words in the book were smearing around, going really fast, except some of them weren't moving.
Okay.
So all the words were just going helter-skelter. But just some of the letters stayed in place. And if it was a low intelligence check, you would have got the letters L-M-F-E-A.
I can almost spell MILF. I can spell meal.
That's the word that, yes, the clue was.
Freya, you're pregnant sometimes.
Had your intelligence check been higher, it would have been L-A-M-E-F.
Flame.
I was like, lame.
But the Prince of Ice would have been vulnerable to fire, which meant that any damage from fire would have been doubled.
Oh.
Yeah. The 3 storms belonged to the gods of the New Age. When the old gods began their indulgent calamity, they failed to notice as the faith of mortals slowly fed fresh deities. These were beings of more mortal concern, though. They spoke of wind and water, of sun and life. They grew in strength and yet did not become abusive of their power. But then the blinding glare of the old gods returned, and, in time, the gaze of mortals turned with them. Power shifted, Allies were formed, and new gods looked to inspire fear in the mortals that had once granted them such power. The beings known as the Three Storms were born: ice, wind, and lightning. They delivered dread upon drifting disciples. They were the tempest, they were turmoil, they were terror. They were ruination, anguish, and woe. And now there were just two.
I have an idea.
Yes.
You have a magic bookmark.
I forgot about your magic bookmark.
I forget about my magic bookmark.
Your dad gave it to you.
Your dad gave you a magic bookmark.
I didn't forget. Like, I'm just waiting for you to figure that one out. I love that you got there.
Actually,
very nice.
Magic
Alana
bookmark.
did.
Alana
Like
did.
she always does.
That's true. But Freya, on the other hand, is like, I have a bookmark?
I mean, has she even come back to us?
Look, we know that she actually does love books. Maybe she's got a traumatized past because no one's read to her for a long, long time, but she does have a bookmark.
Has she come back to us? She was hiding.
Freya, what did you do?
Now I'm just trying to. I'm gonna find a book.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say, sorry, I was trying to read this, and then I got lost, and then I realised I should
got
come
lost
and
in
help.
the book.
I got lost in the book.
It was so engaging.
In the middle of a fight.
I'm really, really sorry. I'm sorry. That's what happens.
We all decided not to split up, and you're like, no, we're not going to split up, but I'm going to abandon you in the middle of a fight.
To read a book.
But I knew it wasn't going to be a big fight, so it was just a show. It was just a show.
You missed the best show.
Give me a deception check. It's a 14 plus.
9.
Oh,
I'm really sorry about this,
She's
guys.
an excellent liar and a phenomenal thief.
Somehow you both look at her and go, that does check out. Yeah. It does. Freya would go and read a book in the middle of a battle.
Knowing I can do literally no damage, can I just pull back and punch her in the nose? 0 damage is
Gives her a quick
caused.
punch. Look, you already don't believe what she was saying from before, but at the moment, just a little bit of you says to yourself, I don't know, she's a little weird. Sometimes this is...
She is spacey.
It does check out.
Maybe I should double check my notes in my book. But yeah, what would you like to do, everyone?
Okay, we need a book.
Journal, right? Like, is it the Alyssa way?
We need the book.
Well, that's the one you need to get
the
to,
work
yeah.
of Alyssa way.
Red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow.
Red and leather, yellow.
That is the one you were sent here to find, yes.
Great. All right. I am going to throw my baby bookmark up in the air.
Yay! It's going to take us to the book we need.
Yeah.
Well, there are books everywhere now.
What does it say?
Well, Freya's baby bookmark. When this unique item is thrown into the air, it always floats towards the book that most suits the thrower and or the potential reader. Its decision is based on reading age, reader intellect, general comprehension, lexical density, and of course, the book's cover, which should always be judged. No, it shouldn't.
Yes, it should. Books are art. That's a valid reason to buy a book.
True. There are
That's what we
3
want.
books in particular that it seems to go straight towards that have been scattered near each other. There's a book called Men of Stone by Jose and Concha Barros. There is a book called The Sinatra Wars by Ronald Chapman. And there's a book called The Light Within by Roscoe the Long-Haired.
The Light Within.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick that?
The beginning books, we had wind, ice, and light.
Yeah.
And we already went to the travel, and that was wind. And we fought the ice prince. So light.
All right. Who's going to pick up the book?
Me, I guess, because everyone's looking at me.
You pick it up. I love how everyone just threw you in. You chose
Right,
it.
so I'm like, of my own volition, I am going to pick this book up.
Can everyone else roll me a perception check then? That is Morrigan and Freya. How we go?
13.
13. Not bad.
8.
That is bad.
What was happening there? That was a lot of like...
You were counting on a lot of fingers then.
Yeah. Because I was like, is this a 6 or a 9? And then I went in my head, and then I had to go, hang on, it's a 6. And then
Rightio then.
Then I did some maths.
Not a great roll from Freya. So you do hear something though. You hear a scream of anguish from deep down in the pit of the library's centre. Morrigan. You hear more wind howling up through the chamber now, and the books and paper are flinging around at extraordinary speeds, and there's paper just spinning around everywhere. Kaa'Riin, you lean down to pick up the book.
You're doing that look like you're about to press a button.
I'm about to press a button, and not
Yeah,
only
you
that,
do a look, you do this, you go.
I do. I looked, but I'm also turning off the headphones of the other 2.
Okay, yeah.
This is what you hear, Kaa'Riin. We don't hear all of this.
Hi, I'm Derek, host of the How Not to DM podcast, and I play the Dewey Decimator. That's right. Just reach out and grab a book, any book. Oh, no, not that one. Look harder, little lady. Don't just judge the covers. Or perhaps you should. But don't look too closely. You might notice the little dab of blood on my spine. Or the stretched leather of my skin. Or maybe even teeth if you start to look within. Yes, there we go. Reach for me. What could possibly go wrong with the book? Oh, hello, aren't you lovely? Don't you just love a good book? They bring us closer to each other. They teach us tolerance and understanding. For example, right now, as you hold me in your hands, we are bonding, little by little. Go on, read my blurb, or perhaps my recommendations. You'll find I'm quite voracious myself. Yes, quite voracious. Did you notice that little sting on your finger? Did you start to wonder why this book was making you so tired? Why your fingers kept hovering lightly over the same words as you try to focus upon them? Can you feel now as my teeth grow, your hands numb as I begin to feed? They say a good book is hard to put down. I say a bad book is worse.
Oh, that is good.
How much fun was that one?
Brava. That was gripping. Literally.
Now, something we don't normally do, because ladies, I turned off your microphones for a second. I'm turning yours back on. And Kaa'Riin, I'm turning yours off.
Ooh.
Because ladies, you also hear something. In the center chamber now, again, you see something else sliding up. Seems like a fluid and graceful being made entirely of swirling air currents. Again, it looked like a man at first, with the wind swirling around the outside of it. And as I said, there's paper going everywhere. In fact, everybody give me a quick dex roll to see whether the paper cuts slice through your skin.
This reminds me of the tower with the knives in the kitchen.
Yes, it is very similar, just stuff randomly cutting you. How'd you go?
That is a 19.
Oh,
Nice.
dodges out of the way. How did you go there, Freya?
16 plus 4.
Damn it, the two of you just dodged Matrix style as bits of paper go flicking all around. They were deadly too, they could have done a lot of damage. But then you do notice the man just hovering in the middle of the room. He has a long white beard again extending out from a drawn out face. And the wind is getting faster and faster like a cyclone gaining strength until the gusts overwhelm his shape and he becomes the wind.
Hi, I'm Chase from the Barrel Age Flicks podcast, and I am the spirit of the wind. You know, everyone thinks I have to be some kind of mysterious wisp blowing quietly in the night, calmly whispering wisdom into the ears of the innocent. Oh, you think I am silence. You think I am breath and breeze and peace. But no, I am the storm. I spit hate into the feeble dwellings of the weak, fell whatever fools dare rise against inescapable decay, erode mountains, strip bare false gods. I am inevitable. I shall take from you your flesh, splinter and wither your bones, send your dust to dust. I do not whisper. I scream. I howl. I roar. And the world listens. I am the spirit of wind, and you will bow.
Oh, yeah.
Holy.
That audio is amazing.
And ladies, as you see the spirit of the wind rise in front of you, you notice the book that Kaa'Riin went to pick up is falling to the ground, and she is gone.
Oh.
And that is where we end our episode.
Are you sure? I feel like I got more time.
Bye-bye.
No, legit, like, there can't be enough for an episode, can there?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I do things a bit differently, don't you know?
Wow.
All right, we're done then.
Just sometimes I do things a bit differently, like this.